Coming off the first ever conference tournament win, I'm joined by D2M's head coach, Chris Lowe's. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm good, Gabe. How are you?
Doing pretty good. You guys had a great season so far. You made nationals. Second year in a row, you had your second straight automatic bid to nationals this year. But just rewinding back, what's been the catalyst for, the successful year, this year and just previous years?
So I would say the regular season was a bit of a drag this year, a bit of a challenge. I think the biggest thing is that this year was the first year of computer rankings. Mm-hmm. So we had this long stretch where we had to not only win, but we had to win convincingly to satisfy the computer. And our guys did a really good job, and especially second semester. I think first semester we had a few games where we didn't quite get the result we wanted, but we went on a run there second semester where we were able to win by the maximum goals allowed, which gave us a favorable computer ranking, and it allowed us to hold off a couple hard charging teams behind us. So I give our guys a lot of credit. That's tough to do week in, week out, and we had to just kind of challenge our guys to find their competitive juices in practice, going against each other. And there's weeks where our greatest competition came Tuesday through Thursday in practice against each other, but our guys did a good job just staying focused and not settling for okay, and it allowed us to hold on to that number 2 seed.
Nice. You had some guys that went down earlier in this season, but it seems like everybody stepped up. You didn't have any drop-offs this year. So who's been some guys that stepped up this year that's really made some contributing roles to you guys' success this year?
Yeah, we went through a bit of an injury bug here second semester, and every team does it. Right. And it's one of those years where it's really made us appreciate our depth. Mm-hmm. I'm a big proponent of building your team around your centermen, having 3, hopefully 4 really good two-way centermen, and we lost 2 of our top 3 there in a couple weeks in Peter Kazmierzak and Danny Logan, and it just speaks to kind of the depth we have, and we didn't really skip a beat. We had some real big contributions. Clearly Victor Blomberg this past weekend stepped up and played between Dockstetter and Freeman and came away with the tournament MVP in the MAC playoffs and scored 5 goals over 2 games in against good competition. So he stands out. Jared Epp, not because of injury, but just because his continued evolution has been a real important key for us. He was named goalie of the tournament, and we gave up some breakaways against Penn State in an overtime victory, and he really just bailed us out and allowed us the opportunity to come back and win that game. And then from there, just depth. Timmy Bierma's just been a rock at center, and we had other guys like Paul Lamoureux and Matt Perry and a few different guys filling those shoes of Logan and Kazmierzak. Nice.
And you guys going to nationals again this year. Last year you guys went to the national championship and lost. I hate to bring it up, but you guys already tasted that success. So what is it going to take to get you guys over that, that hump to winning that title this season?
It's going to take a lot. I really think to win a national title is one of the hardest things to do. You somehow have to find a way to win 5 games against very good competition. It takes kind of a combination of playing really good hockey, playing at your best, while also avoiding bad penalties, bad bounces, bad refereeing, poor refereeing. You've got to find a way to be very good and get lucky. I look at this year's field, and I literally think there's 16 teams at nationals, and there's realistically probably 11 or 12 that I would not be surprised if won it. Mm-hmm. In the Southeast alone, we just got finished with an overtime game against Penn State. I think the top 5, maybe top 6 teams in the Southeast all are going to be dangerous at nationals, and I think the Southeast is maybe the deepest region along with the Central, but it's anyone's game.
Right, and you guys have a lot of rest. You get your players healthy. You don't have to go to regionals this year. So how big is getting that rest before this, big upcoming nationals tournament?
Yeah, we expect everyone back. I'm not sure how much time Peter or Danny are going to have of active practice, but they're going to be back and they'll be in the lineup day 1 of pool play. But yeah, we've got to kind of balance that. We actually gave the guys the entire week off this week, which is rare, but it's just kind of something us as coaches, and along with input from our captains, we want to keep their competitive juices flowing, and nothing takes away from that, like just monotonous practice without those games on the horizon. So we're going to get back at it, kind of ease into it next week. We'll try to come up with some ways to make practices competitive, and over the next 3 weeks kind of gear back up, amp back up, and hopefully find that competitive drive. And the game against Penn State was great for us, and Coach Morris and I were talking and said, win or lose, I think it was the best thing for us to have a tight game, face some adversity. Win or lose, we would have learned something about ourselves, and I really think we're a work in progress still. I think the Penn State game exposed a few areas, some areas we can get better, and we're still on our road to becoming the team that we want to be.
Right. Chris, thank you for your time today, man. It was a pleasure to sit down with you. Good luck in Nationals this year. For Chris Lowe's, I'm Gabe Henderson for LFSN, signing off.